this on a cheese plate. I dare you.
Hey, what's up everybody? It's your girl Merle, and today we're gonna be doing a different kind of video. We're gonna be making vegan mozzarella, Miyoko's vegan mozzarella, which is famously my favorite of all the vegan cheeses. However, there has been controversy, drama, all kinds of madness that's been circulating the Miyoko's brand in the last 6 months. We're going to get into the Miyoko's Creamery controversy while making Miyoko's cheese. Cause I don't know about you, but Miyoko's is like one of my, it's like easily my favorite. At least Miyoko's mozzarella is my favorite. I tried the Miyoko's cheddar cheese sticks and it was awful in my opinion, but the mozzarella is a go-to. Some of you may know about this controversy. Most of you apparently don't, because I polled you guys in the community tab, which is a great reminder for me to tell you to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I asked you, do you still buy Miyoko's products or no? Ever since Miyoko Schinner, the founder and former CEO, was fired. Most of you guys did not know what I was talking about, and that was so surprising to me because I feel like it was all over at least the vegan internet. Maybe that's why you didn't know about it, but still. So I figured I'd tell you guys what's going on, what we know so far, and in the meantime, I want to support Miyoko Schinner by recreating her vegan mozzarella recipe. This is from Miyoko's YouTube channel, which I will link below, and you all should go over there and follow. Let's show her some love. I'd also like to shout out this other creator, Totally Forkable. Great name. They are the one that laid out the timeline of this whole case and what's been going on and everything. And they went way more into detail. So check them out. Check out the original video there. I will also link that in the description. Without further ado, let's get into this story and let's get into the recipe. First step, we need a high-speed blender. Miyoko said that if you don't have a high-speed blender, you can soak your cashews in advance because this is going to be a cashew vegan yogurt based cheese, and there's no oil in this recipe whatsoever. Now, because there's no oil in this recipe, it's not going to be a melty cheese. If you want it to melt, Miyoko also said you could add like a half a cup of coconut oil or your preferred oil. But for this, we're going for just the buffalo mozzarella. And we're gonna start with some unsweetened yogurt. I'm using Kite Hill. You can use any yogurt you want. I've never actually had this one before. I know you guys have asked a million times for me to do a vegan yogurt ranking, and I will, I promise. I just don't eat it very often. Oh wow, that is so sour. That's definitely gonna give this cheese the tanginess. Almost a little too bitter. I really like it, and the look of it looks like yogurt. We're gonna use a cup of this. Also, if you've noticed that the curtains keep changing, it's because we're trying to figure out the best way to have it. It's too bright without any curtains, but those blackout curtains are too dark. It's just a whole thing. I think with some sweetness, this yogurt could be delicious. Just a little extra bitter aftertaste that I didn't love. Miyoko Schinner, this whole dilemma with Miyoko Schinner and Miyoko's Creamery could be confusing because the company's named after her. I'm gonna refer to her as Schinner and Miyoko's Creamery as Miyoko's. February 2023, Miyoko's Creamery announces that they're parting ways with the founder and CEO, Miyoko Schinner. Miyoko said that they were still going to be producing new vegan products and innovating in the vegan space. The next day, Schinner comes out with a statement, a public statement, saying that she had actually been fired 7 months prior in June of 2022. But since they were still negotiating how she would be involved moving forward, she couldn't say anything. And she also kind of insinuated that they were deliberate in choosing the day they chose to come out with the announcement of parting ways because she was preoccupied running a public event for her farm sanctuary, and she was like cooking and doing a million things at the time that they came out publicly with the news. Whether or not that was actually deliberate, we don't know. Okay, we're adding a cup of raw cashews. Schinner also made it kind of clear that, especially in the last year or two, it had become more and more difficult to maintain the principles that Miyoko's Creamery was founded on because it was getting bigger and more profitable. When your company grows and grows and grows and grows and is making millions of dollars, it can be harder to maintain your B Corp status and to run a business sustainably and ethically. Being a B Corp means that you've received certification, which is hard to get. It basically means that you're running your company at the highest environmental and social performances. You're very transparent with the public about how your company's run, and you have legal accountability in place to balance profit and purpose. Basically that you're good people. One of the board members, James Joaquin, made a statement after Miyoko did, saying that Miyoko was an incredible founder and did a great job with the company, but didn't necessarily have the skill set to move forward from a business standpoint, aka make more money, get larger. We're gonna add in half a cup of water here. Then Schinner comes out and says some of the board members are actually suing her. This is where it starts to get wild. Miyoko's Creamery claims that they had evidence that Schinner had been raiding their cloud storage, stealing data from them, like research and development, copied company data, like over 24,000 documents, and then tried to cover her tracks. They also said that they had footage of her stealing cheese cultures. Just the idea of like stealing vegan cheese cultures makes me kind of giggle a little bit. Under the shroud of nightfall, like sneaking around, not stealing money, not like repurposing the company's funds, but taking vegan cheese cultures. Granted, we don't know what was going on behind closed doors. We don't know what her intent was for this. Maybe she felt that she was being pushed out and she was trying to plan something for herself or not. I have no idea. It's all speculation, no clue. That's just what they said, okay? But it didn't paint Schinner in the best light. So then Schinner wisely hires an attorney, Lisa Bloom, and Lisa says that Schinner had been subjected to toxic behavior from some of the male board members. I've heard that one before for sure. And that she experienced sexist behavior that was swept under the rug when she brought it to HR's attention among several other board members, and then she was demoted and fired. So that doesn't make Miyoko's Creamy look very good. Schinner's lawsuit specifically calls out Renee Weber, who was hired in 2021, for basically just being an asshole to women within the company, withholding information from them, not including them in meetings, and openly denigrating women within the company. Okay, let's blend this up. That's basically the situation as we know it. So this is looking nice and smooth. And in Schinner's video, she actually said that apparently the combination of the tapioca flour and the agar-agar is what's gonna give you the beautiful texture that we want. Oh yeah. Good. So basically that's like the deal. That's kind of what's happened so far. I will say in her first public statement, Schinner did say, I wish the best for the company moving forward. She did not call for a boycott, and I think that's important to note. So the next question is whether or not I think we should boycott Miyoko's Creamery or not. I think it's complicated because in Schinner's original public statement, she didn't call for a boycott. She did say she wishes the best for the company overall. She could have been like, stop supporting them. She will still make profit whenever you buy a Miyoko's product. She's still a board member as of now. But I think there's a way for us to continue to buy the cheese we want. At least this is what I'm telling myself. You can still support Miyoko's through the cheese, but also through Miyoko Schinner's own personal endeavors, like following her YouTube channel, following her on Instagram, and watching the new products and things that she's getting up to and supporting her that way. I actually don't buy Miyoko's Creamery cheese like hardly ever unless it's a special treat because it's on the pricier side for me, but I love it so much. It is so delicious. So the thing is too, with CEOs apparently, and this is something that Totally Forkable talked about in her video and made a really good point. Again, watch her video about this. She goes way into more detail. But basically saying that like most CEOs don't stay at their companies once they get really, really big because they're not necessarily in their line of work anymore. They're not doing the entrepreneurial things that they did in the first place to get their company to that point. But basically once the company gets big enough and you've got all these people whose job it is to make it profitable, more profitable, to meet these goals and all this stuff, then sometimes the original founder isn't the best person for that job, even though they are the reason that that job exists. It's tricky, it's a terrible system. But I will be following along with Miyoko Schinner's journey, and I hope you guys do as well. We're not done, I'm not like wrapping, it sounds like I'm wrapping up this video, but I really wanna hear your thoughts, what you guys are gonna do moving forward, how you feel about it, whatever you're thinking right now. Okay, maybe not whatever you're thinking right now, but as long as it's appropriate. I'm gonna take a talk break while we do what we gotta do in this. So in our saucepan, we're going to combine our agar-agar with some water. We're gonna whisk that together. Then we're going to cover it with a lid and bring it to a boil. We're gonna simmer that for 3 to 4 minutes until it looks like molten glass, as Miyoko Schinner said, which I really like. And basically you want it to just slip right off the whisk. That's how you know it's ready. Or as she said, drips like molten glass. Now we're gonna pour in our yogurt mixture, and we're gonna mix that really well with a whisk until it gets nice and shiny. I want it to be nice and smooth and glossy. The flossy, flossy, the glamorous. It is flossy, she's saying, right? Not flouncy. I've been singing flouncy my whole life. We got it nice and smooth and creamy, and now we're going to grab a big bowl and we're going to fill it with water, and we're gonna toss some ice cubes in there. I've got these cute little tiny ice cubes that are like little honeycomb. They're adorable. Now Miyoko used an ice cream scoop for scooping out the little cheese balls. I'm gonna use this cute little quarter cup, and the cold should make them bond together. Ah, that's hot. I need to grease this. This is still an oil-free recipe. I'm gonna oil the measuring cup because these are gonna be like the ugliest little blobs in the world. I will say I had to crank out the guns for the whisking portion there when I mixed in the yogurt mixture. Good arm workout, great arm workout. It's probably why Miyoko Schinner is ripped. Let's try this again. Now I have it oiled. Oh yeah, that's way easier. Definitely oil them. And then you can like try to shape them in there if you want, but whatever. You're gonna eat it, so who cares? Inspiring, I know. And if the ice is melting like crazy, you can just pop some more in there because the temperature is gonna go up the more of these we add in, and we wanna make sure they solidify. Maybe even a spoon is better. Spoon works the best, do that. I'm trying to move fast before this like solidifies and gets clumpy. So much faster. Use a spoon, use a spoon. When in doubt, you've gotta use a spoon. Use a spoon, cause it makes the most sense. Use a spoon, because you have one in your kitchen. Use a spoon, not a fork. The forks never bothered me anyway. This is the second time I'm turning a recipe into a Frozen song, and I've never even seen the movie. You heard it here first. Let's take a look-see at our cheese, shall we? They definitely formed, so we are off to an excellent start. They look awesome. Oh shoot, I'm not supposed to take them out. Okay, so we're supposed to let them sit in this ice bath for about 20 to 30 minutes. I'm gonna pop them in the fridge to keep them extra cool. See you soon. See you spoon. Oh, so bad. Hopefully it's not super dark by the time we come back. In the meantime, I will be listening to a horrifying podcast that has gripped my attention. If you like or listen to true crime, even in a self-loathing way, Root of Evil. It's very disturbing. Maybe I should share something I'm listening to or watching every week. Well, this one I don't actually even feel good recommending because it's very disturbing. But Down with Love. Down with Love. I think it's made by the same people who did Love on the Spectrum, which I loved, and I cried so many times. It just made me so happy. Down with Love is also so great and inspiring and beautiful and wonderful. So watch those, and way less horrible than what I'm listening to. It's time. We've waited. I'm so excited. So many vegan cheeses have let me down. These look formed. Okay, looking pretty cheesy. I've been scorned in the past where it looks really good and then it turns out to be grainy and just not great. Ooh, nice cut. Whoa, look at that. That looks good. That looks amazing, actually. Here, I'm doing like the influencer thing. Look how smooth that is. It's got like a nice texture to it. Not too hard, not too mushy. It's mozzarella-y. Let's not beat around the bush anymore. Let's try it. This is the best vegan mozzarella I've ever made. Oh, it's so good. The yogurt brings such a nice tanginess, and it's mild flavored, like mozzarella is supposed to be. It has a little bit of a cashew aftertaste to it, but I'm like fine with that. Like, do I need to get up close and personal to convince you how delicious this is? Put this on a cheese plate. I dare you. I am so impressed. This is my new go-to. Does it taste exactly like the original? Funny you should ask. I got the original. This is the one. Let's taste them side by side. This is the homemade one. This is the store-bought one. The homemade one has more of the buffalo look. The Miyoko store-bought has a more concentrated flavor, but I wouldn't even say it's better. It's a more intricate, sophisticated flavor, and it's delicious, but it really doesn't taste exactly like mozzarella. It just tastes really good. This is so much more mild that it actually kind of tastes more like mozzarella. I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. I'm gonna give this a 9.5 out of 10, our homemade. The Miyoko's mozzarella, who's surprised? The queen, the reigning cheese queen. It's raining cheese. So anyway, I'm shocked, but I'm not. She just obviously knows what's good. As I'm eating this, I'm just thinking the yogurt really adds a nice tanginess. So smooth, so creamy, delicious. You know what else I realized? This vegan mozzarella is the first time I've had a vegan mozzarella that's the right color. Or the first time I've made one that's the right color. I'm blown away. I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop talking about it. I actually decided I'm gonna have Arya try it and see what he thinks. He's a meat eater, dairy eater, for those of you who don't know. I'm gonna spring it on him and tell him it's real mozzarella and tell him I cheated. Let's see what he says.
It looks like mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
It feels like it too. Wow, tastes like good too.
Is it so good?
Yeah.
Do you think that's the best vegan cheese you ever had?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Isn't it? What would you give it? Scale 1 to 10. Similarity. Yeah.
8 or 9.
It's real mozzarella.
You're joking. She's making a little joke. She is getting me.
The people want to know. TT, get back here.
Isn't this vegan mozzarella amazing?
The way I'm gonna store this is by putting it in a container in water like I would regular mozzarella in the fridge. I'm so happy right now. Shout out to Miyoko Schinner. Go check out her YouTube channel and let me know what other recipes of hers you'd like me to try. Okay, now I'm done. So whether you're gonna buy Miyoko's products or you're gonna try this recipe, no matter what you're gonna do, go follow Miyoko Schinner and show some love and support. And go follow Totally Forkable because they did an amazing job doing the deep dive on this whole story. Like I said, I linked both of them down there in the description. You should definitely like and subscribe if you haven't already. Polite reminder. And I thank you so much for being here, hanging out with me. Let me know your thoughts. Are you gonna buy Miyoko's products? Are you not? Had you heard of this already? Have you not? Just let me know. And in the meantime, I will bid you adieu for now. All my socials are in the description. If you wanna hang out with me between videos, I have a Discord, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, you name it, all down there. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. I bid you adieu. Ciao for now.